Okay, let's take a look at exploiting the MS17-010 vulnerability using Metasploit. The setup that I have here is I've got Windows 2008 Server R2 Enterprise Edition, Service Pack 1, no patches other than Service Pack 1. Okay, so it's just a bare install of SP1. The host name 2008 R2, IP address 24.70. I ran a Nessus scanner against the machine, comes back that it's missing this important Windows patch, and therefore is vulnerable to exploit via this MS17-010 Eternal Blue hack. I have my attack machine, which is a Kali Linux box. I've got Metasploit loaded up here, and I'm ready to use the Eternal Blue module. So when I use exploit Windows SMB MS17-010 Eternal Blue, the only real option that it wants here is for the what they call the R host, the remote host, the machine we're going to attack. So when we look at this, we can see here R host is blank. It's going to use the SMB port there, 445. So if we set R host to be the IP address of our target machine, the next thing that we do is we exploit it, and in this case it's going to try to open up a Windows shell, command prompt back to this Windows 2008 server. I'll get it in the context of the system, and as you can see here I've got a win, so I now have the shell. Who am I? Will be system. Host name 2008 R2, IP config, okay, with the 24.70. So I now have system context command shell opened up on that 2008 R2 server. Now I'm going to go ahead and exit out of here and actually set this up to use a reverse payload of an interpreter session. So right now it's using that command shell, but if I go ahead and set the payload and use Windows x64 interpreter reverse TCP, this will give me a interpreter shell back. When I look at the options now, we're still pointing to the 2470 victim. We now have the interpreter shell configuration. It's going to call back on this port to my machine here, 24.56. So if I go ahead and exploit this, now instead of having a command shell, I'll have an interpreter shell. You know, very, very powerful set of commands that can be run from that interface. Okay. As we can see, we get the win, and now we have an interpreter shell to that machine. So there's the sysinfo, the host name of the computer, in this case 2008 R2. Screenshot, takes a screenshot of the active desktop, saving it into the root directory. So if I actually go through, here's the desktop. Okay, so you know, imagine accounting data, financial data, spreadsheets, anything being on there. Screenshot, you know, exposes, you know, sensitive information. Hash dump takes and now dumps out the local hash if they're using the same administrator name and password across multiple machines. We end up gaining access to those machines using pass the hash attacks. So in that case, we just exploited the MS17-010 Eternal Blue vulnerability.